as many of you know, because we know we have we share a lot of audience with Morning Joe. So I know a lot of you guys yesterday morning woke up at 5:40, brewed a pot of coffee, and sat on your couch and turned on MSNBC and were all ready for Morning Joe to come on, but they were not on. Morning Joe pulled from air Monday because of Trump shooting. This was Sunday night this came out. MSNBC will not air, so this was written the day prior, will not air Morning Joe, its celebrated politics roundtable program on Monday, opting to instead air continued breaking news coverage of the attempted assassination of the former president, Donald Trump. The Progressive News Network confirmed, the Liberal News Network confirmed the Never Trump Republican News Network confirmed the decision to preempt its influential and top-rated morning show after a CNN inquiry Sunday evening. The network said the show will resume airing Tuesday, which it did this morning. More on that in a moment. The decision by MSNBC to leave one of its most recognizable programs on the sidelines amid a seismic politics-driven news cycle, with the Republican National Convention getting underway in the wake of the Saturday shooting at Trump's campaign rally, is certain to raise eyebrows. A person familiar with the matter told CNN that the decision was made to avoid a scenario in which one of the show's stable of 24+ guests might make an inappropriate comment on live television that could be used to assail the program and network as a whole. So instead, they decided to live stream the Tenacious D concert, thinking this is good, wholesome entertainment, and did they regret that? Yeah. My joke, my editorial, that's not what they did. Instead, they did run some breaking news content, but not the whole day, as we'll get to in a little bit.
Given the break... Who knew he was going to do Send in the Clowns?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody saw that coming.
No, big curveball there. Given the breaking news nature of the story, the person said it made more sense to continue airing rolling breaking news coverage in the fraught political moment. Given the gravity and complexity of this unfolding story, NBC News, NBC News Now, and MSNBC have remained in rolling breaking news coverage since Saturday evening, a spokesperson for NBC Universal News Group said in a statement to CNN. As we continue to cover this story into the week, the networks will continue to cross-simulcast, alternating between NBC News Now, and MSNBC reports, so there is one news feed covering this developing situation. Cesar Conde, the chairman of NBC Universal News Group, made the decision, in conjunction with Rashida Jones, the president of MSNBC, and host Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, the person familiar with the matter, told CNN.
Apparently not.
Over the course of the campaign cycle, news organizations have reported at length on Trump's plans to warp the federal government for his own ends, including to seek vengeance against his political opponents. That reporting is now facing scrutiny, with some Trump supporters blaming it for producing a charged atmosphere that gave way to the assassination attempt, while mostly looking past the incendiary rhetoric of the former president himself. Final slide. MSNBC has in particular been blasted by Trump allies, putting the network in the spotlight. Some of Trump's allies have gone as far as to attack the network's parent company, Comcast. It's not the first time MSNBC has made such programming decisions in charged political moments. Obviously, they go on to mention here, after October 7th, they canned their Muslim anchors for a little while, ended up firing Mehdi Hassan altogether. Joe and Mika did not get axed, though. They were back this morning, and not happy. Not happy. Believe me, not good. So here they are.
Briefly talk to our friends and viewers that watch us every day, and talk about what happened yesterday. We were told in no uncertain terms on Sunday evening that there was going to be one news feed across all NBC News channels yesterday. The Today Show would be Lester Holt, other people that you worked with on Sunday, and that was going to be one news feed across all NBC News channels, that we were going to stay as a network in breaking news mode throughout all day yesterday. That did not happen. We don't know why that didn't happen, or team was not given a good answer as to why that didn't happen. But
well, I think they gave you a line of bullshit because they didn't want you guys on. They had their primetime lineup on, which we'll get to in the next segment. But, yeah, these guys got passed over.
It didn't happen. We were also told it was going to happen throughout the day. And I guess after there was such a strong blowback about yesterday morning, I guess they changed their plans. And so those plans changed as well. So it didn't. We've talked about it off the air. We'll talk about it on the air because we talk about everything on the air. We were very surprised. We were very disappointed. And if we had known that there wasn't going to be the one news feed from NBC News across all NBC News channels, Willie, we obviously would have been in yesterday morning.
Yeah, I was here up early on Sunday morning with NBC's coverage. Savannah and I led the coverage on Sunday in the immediate aftermath, talking to eyewitnesses, talking to officials about what happened. Obviously suited up and ready to go for yesterday morning on a big morning, and we're told that something else was going to be broadcast. So we are here today, going through a lot, catching up a little bit. But
I like that morning.
We want to be here for our audience, and we know you trust us, and we have ultimate respect for you guys. So we are here today. I wish we'd been here yesterday.
Yeah, we all wish we would have been here yesterday. We still would like to figure out exactly why there wasn't that one news feed.
And I think the reason why is this show began and continues 17 years later on being the place where you can go to have the hard conversations in a civil way. And so it seemed like now more than ever is a time that we would like to be on. And
no, that's why you think you should have been on, but obviously the network didn't feel that way. The network was terrified that one of you idiots was going to mouth off and say the wrong thing, because as the article says, they do bring in about 20 people. I mean, Morning Joe is famous. People make fun of it for like the Hollywood Squares layout. They think, they are the A team. Which, in fairness to them, I mean, they are the A-team. They're one of the highest paid people. They're some of the highest paid people on that network. And so, like, if you don't trust them in that moment, why do you have them on the air? And Joe says pretty much that.
I think our viewers agree with that. So we continue. We are 5 minutes past the top of the hour.
No, and let me just say, next time we're told there's going to be a news feed replacing us, we will be in our chairs.
We'll be sitting here.
Yeah, and the news feed will be us, or they can get somebody else to host the show.
Wow. The news feed will be us, or you can get someone else to host the show. Wow. Salty there from Joe Scarborough.
Well, yeah.
Is it Morning Jover? Morning Jover for MSNBC. That should be a hashtag. They should have gotten that going.
Well, and if you want to understand why they have such a sense of entitlement, I actually pulled this down from my bookshelf. I've mentioned this book a few times, and I'm going to recommend it again because I was kind of looking through it. They cover Joe and Mika quite a bit. They come up a lot. It's called This Town by Mark Lebovich, I believe it is. It's a really odd book because you don't normally get somebody who is as much of an insider journalist as he was, not anymore since he wrote that book, who would go off the reservation like that and do a tell-all book about how all this really works. Part of the reason I think they're so offended is they're kind of the king and the queen of this little kind of incestuous, bipartisan group of insiders. They lead jogging clubs in the early morning in Washington, where there are Republicans and Democrats, all these people they're supposed to be reporting on. So that's like telling the king and the queen of the prom that you can't come to the party.
Yes.
That's why they're so offended. Us, we can't comment on this. Us.
Yeah, this is like Bill Maher getting turned down from the Oscars party. Right.
Like,
I'm the most important person here.
Right. This should be a very big moment for them. Now that book covers the years 2008 to 2012. So some things that the book is commenting on are just starting, like the shift away from legacy media and towards kind of proto influencers. Sites like Politico are new at the time that this book is written. Nonetheless, it's still better than anything I've ever read. Really paints a picture of how Washington works, in that it's very much like Hollywood. Like the way it's described in that book, it's very much who do you know and who do people like, and everyone knows Becca. Everyone wants to get photographed by Becca. all that. It's all that. It says this book, more than anything I've ever read, really informs its readers. The worst things you think about what Washington is probably like, that's exactly what it's like.
Please clap.